Check in. Yeah, man, we had to get one more in. Get it in, man, before we wrap up this weekend. Wrap up this beautiful weekend, man. Shout out to all the drivers out there, wherever you may be. All the local truckers, long haul truckers. Lou, wagwan. Shout out to everybody, man. I'm here talking while I'm sipping on a Wawa, what you call it, smoothie. It's pretty good, yo. Pretty good. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody. Hope everybody doing good. I hope everybody had a blessed weekend, man. You gotta enjoy your weekends. Gotta enjoy your days, your everyday. To be honest with you, cause us truck drivers, we work hard. We can't take our time for granted. A lot of people, they take time for granted, man. They get caught up in working so much. They get caught up in making money that they literally take time for granted. But don't you take time for granted, man. Take advantage of your time. That's what you got to do now these days. Definitely got to do that. We got 3 people in the building. Hit the thumbs up for me when you guys come in here, man, and you know, let me know where you checking in from. Shout out to Lou, representing for McLean. Shout out to all the companies out there, man. All the trucking companies, local, over the road, LTL, wherever you may be. It don't matter. Shout out to everybody, man, who's getting ready to change careers. Shout out to all the truckers that, they decide that it's time for them to let trucking go. There's nothing wrong with moving on. There's nothing wrong with seeking other avenues, as long as you put your all into it and, just go for what you go. Go for what you want to go for. It's never too late. Some people, sometimes they want to do something different in life and they think, it's too late. It's never too late, man. You know, never say never. Don't you ever say it's never too late. We got Coca-Cola in the building. Shout out to Coke. Shout out to the beverage guys, man. They definitely hold it down out there. Shout out to all the beverage guys, man. They do what they gotta do. Make a good living. The Coca-Cola company, they got good benefits and stuff. A respectable company. Pepsi, also a respectable company. You know, all these companies, man. That what's so good, man, is that there's so many truckers that was able to get on with a pretty good company, right? And they just lived a pretty good life, man. They live a pretty good life. They work, save their money, invest their money, some personal investments, 401k, they got their house, their kids is well taken care of, they drive a pretty decent car. It's a blessing when you really think about it, what trucking can do for you, or what trucking have done for you, or what trucking is gonna do for you. You know what I mean? And anybody else that's listening, man, whatever career that you're in or whatever path you choose to go, it's definitely a blessing when you can sit back and you can just think about your journey it took you to get to where you at. And sometimes you gotta sit back and be like, you know what? It's been a journey, but the journey been a blessing. You know what I mean? You went through a lot of things to get to where you at. And like I'm always talking about truck driver because I'm a truck driver and I can relate to truck driver, man. Like, first thing first, start thinking about getting your CDL. Then after you start thinking about it, you got to put your plan in action. And sometimes you need the money to either pay for the school, or, some guys, they get lucky. They're able to go on programs for free. And sometimes you have a hard time getting the money together because not everybody have parents that they can lean on to get the money like that. You know what I mean? Like some people, they grew up not very fortunate. You know what I mean? But it's never too late to turn the table around. To it's never too late. You know what I mean? So you got to think about the journey, man. You got to think about the struggles. You got to think about that one particular day where you just wanted to give up. Or you got to think about that one particular day where you said to yourself, you know what? Man, forget this, man. I ain't going to do it no more. Or forget this job. You ever think to yourself that sorry job that you had, it led you to something better? You ever thought that to yourself, guys? You know what I mean? Because everything is a stepping stone. As long as you're taking the right step. You know what I mean? You don't want to miss. You got a lot of people, they step down. You know? Like you don't want to step backwards. You know? And if you need to step backwards, so if you need to, you heard that old saying, don't burn your bridges. And, a lot of people don't believe in that. They end up burning their bridges. So trucking's a journey, man. And it's a good journey. You know what I mean? Definitely a good journey. This shake is good, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. I got a strawberry banana. This shake is hitting on all cylinders, yo. Yeah, but, sometimes you just want to quit. Sometimes you want to give up on that job, man. Oh, you headed Key West at 9:45? Yeah, I'm starting early tonight, too. I see an opportunity on my route that I can start early, so I'm going to take full advantage of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, sometimes you just want to quit. You want to give in. But let me tell you, I just want to tell you, man, just keep going. Because sometimes you're out there, you're working, especially us food service drivers, man. That's why I literally pull that scripture up for you guys. Feel weak. Just read that scripture, man. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Sometimes you don't got the strength. You don't know how you got that route done. Sometimes you feel so tired. You driving to Key West, and you ever drove from Orlando to Key West, and you literally don't even know how you got there. That higher power, yo. You can do anything, yo. Trust me. Anything. You know what I mean? Shout out to the long haul drivers, man. When I think of this particular scripture, the long haul drivers, they come to my mind, man. They really grind, bro. They really grind. They just to think about how much miles they gotta put out there. You know what I mean? And driving from state to state, stuff like that. And the respect that they get is not worthy of the work that they put out. Like, think of it, guys. Us food service drivers, we're so fortunate by, how we get paid. Just think about how much miles a long haul driver gotta drive to get paid as much as we get paid in a week. You know what I mean? It's a blessing, man, but Thinking about those guys, man, those guys need to be getting treated better. They're not getting treated fair. A lot of people really don't care, so it's crazy, man. Shout out to all the long haul truckers out there. Shout out to the owner operators. People really hold it down, man. If you really think about it, everything you have right now in your fridge, it came on a truck. Your fridge came on a truck. The tiles you're standing on right now came on a truck. The shoes that you're wearing right now came on a truck. You know, bro, when COVID hit, for once, for like a second, right? They cared about us, right? For a second, truck driver was important. For a second. I felt important for a second, yo. Not no more. Not no more, yo. We were so important, bro. Let the truck driver through. Bro, when COVID was, that's the best feeling I ever had. Not saying COVID was a good thing. It was not. But for the simple fact that, I was with US Food at the time, and I was on this supermarket account, and we got treated so good, so much respect because of COVID. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. And one thing about COVID too, that all right, fast forward a little bit. Take a trip to a community, a local community, a new community, right? And every time you pull up a brochure or something like that, or even in all the city halls and stuff like that, they got discounts. Like you buying a home, you know, they help with your closing costs for, like, police officers and city workers and stuff like that. What about us, yo? What about us? I mean, I'm I'm not hating on none of those peoples. But what about us? We up early too. We up early too. And I know we put in, the average truck driver, we put in way more hours than the average workers out there. What about us? Like, it's never, like, COVID was the only time that somebody actually cared about the trucker. What about us? You know what I mean? Y'all let me know. What about us? Now we can't get nowhere to park. We can't get no raises. You got companies putting out, you got companies putting out these jobs that they're hiring on Indeed, and the salary is so ridiculous. Like, and I look on Indeed all the time, and one thing I notice, it's the same companies that's always hiring over and over and over again, right? Why? Because they can't keep no drivers. They don't value us. That's why I tell all the truck drivers, value yourself. Speak up for yourself. Because they don't value us, you know? We got 7 people in the building. One thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up for me. If you just joined this channel, man, make sure you subscribe. You know, like on this channel, we tell people some things that you might not want to hear, but you need to hear. You know what I mean? Hey, you guys ever had a friend that when they talking, they only want to hear what they only want to hear what they want to hear, but they don't want to hear what they need to hear. Sometimes people got to hear what they need to hear. You know what I mean? I got to hear what I need to hear. You know what I mean? I just do, man. You know? But one thing I can say, guys, is as a truck driver, you got to enjoy the journey. Safety first. Don't let nobody push you. Don't let nobody push you, yo. Safety first. Go to work. Be a professional. Take care of the equipment. And you know, avoid distractions. Avoid distractions, man. You know, I work in food service. A lot of you guys know that. And you know, during our schedule, work time, we're literally there trying to do our best to get a job done. It's hot in Florida right now, but we're not only working. Sometimes we're getting distracted by things that don't even make sense. You guys know what I mean. Like, y'all know what I mean oh so well, man. You know? Avoid all distraction, guys. And just do what y'all gotta do, man. Oh yeah, gotta hydrate. What I do now, Lou, I'm back on I'm eating good, but I got an eating window. You know, on the weekend I cheat though. On the weekend is my you know, on the weekend I just let it go. And on the weekend I put it back up. When am I going to chain account? I'm just waiting, man. I'm trying to wait to see if they got anything coming up. They said they got something coming up, man, but it's not coming up fast enough. So flaming hot is I got 2 options. You know, whichever one come first. Like if chain account come first, I'm going to chain account. But if Costco comes before the chain account, then if Costco decide that they want to hire me, I'm going to Costco first. So whichever one comes first, that's what I'm gonna do. And the only advantage I think I have where I might go to chain account first is because I don't think Costco got pushed back. They're not coming up here until my friend said I think February of next year. So you know if they come in February of next year, I don't think they're gonna start hiring till like December, January, something like that. So yeah, so I made up my mind. Whichever one comes first, that's where I'm going. You know. Now the best case scenario is for the chain account to come first, so I don't gotta switch jobs. But you know, and sometimes you just don't know where. Sometimes you just don't know, man. What plans God got for you because you can say you want to do. You can plan to do something, right? And then you wake up and you see a different opportunity. You see a different opportunity. You feel me? You say I miss component pay? Most definitely, I gotta adjust to the new situation at hand. I definitely miss it because, right now, I think that I'm paid pretty well, and you definitely hit on a point right there. I've been adjusting over the past couple months to a year now. I've been adjusting to try to trying to lower my means of living and stuff like that, paying off some bills and stuff. So I've been really preparing for this. Be honest with you. Oh, they're 45 minutes from your house. Not bad at all. Derek, just think of it. Think of it. Think of it. You're driving, you're getting out your truck, and you're dropping the trailer, and you're getting back in the truck, and you're driving again, man. Think of it, man. Yeah, we're giving up dollars, man. We're giving up money. Like we are giving up money, but the way I look at it is opportunities for somebody else. You know what I mean? Like this. I want to see my brothers and sisters do better than me. So I feel more than good. I feel more than great to step away from my route and give it to one of my young brothers. Be like, yo, go be great. Go make money. Go take care of your family. That's the way I am, bro. I'm not greedy, bro, because at the end of the day, we're not going to take it with us, you know? So people got to learn how to share. The average people don't care, you know? You got to learn how to share, stuff like that. And you got to learn to pass things along. You got to learn to move, to move, keep it moving, Move. You got to learn to move in your lane and open up spots for the next person. You got to learn to open up. They be like, they be like 60, 70 years old and they've been running the same routes forever. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's all lovely. But sometimes, man, you gotta give others opportunities, man. Let other people eat. It's okay to let other people eat because there's always other things to do. You know what I mean? And you gotta take advantage of your You gotta take advantage of your what I'm calling it. Exactly. Truck money out. What poppin', my G? Truck money out. Say putting yourself in position to do something, man. You gotta put yourself in position right now. Like, bro, you have to do the hard right now to do the easy later. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, man. It's time for us to let some of the young cats, let some of the young cats, move along and let some of the young cats eat. You know what I'm saying? We don't gotta leave our companies. We can do something different. We can do something easier, bro. It ain't nothing wrong with it. And that's it. Actually in the Bible. I just the scripture right now. It's in Romans something. I can't think of it right now. It can't come to my head. You know. Adrian said younger. I gotta laugh, man. Younger cats are scared of hard labor. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. You got companies now. If the work is easy, then yeah, let the senior guys do it. But I'm talking about what I'm talking about. These senior guys that got these routes, you know, a million cases and 10,000 stops a day, and they don't want to let the young guys eat, man. Like the worst thing, let me tell you guys, the worst thing is street account. The worst thing for a young driver is to have a route in between two senior drivers. Think of it. I need a food service driver to explain what I mean by that. If you have a route, if you're a new driver and you just got on the route and you're surrounded by senior drivers, what you think gonna happen? Somebody please tell me. I'm gonna see if you guys are real food service drivers. Somebody tell me. I'm gonna wait for somebody to tell me before we move on.
We got the job around mid-March. I was with Cuevas and with some other anarchist at the Ortez restaurant. Manuel Plans. Do you know him? I've heard of them, yes. I've also heard he belonged to the Secret Service with Correo Blanco.
If you're a new driver and you have a route surrounded by senior drivers, let's just say, let's pick a city. You're like in the middle, and you got a senior driver north of you, one south of you, east and west of you. What you think gonna happen to your route? Come on, boy. Come on. they gonna make that route disappear so fast.
We're interested in some documents in deposit box 156.
Bro, they gonna. Come on.
Why don't you people do it themselves?
No. Has to look like a heist. It used to be chaotic. We had a fuss. That'll be easy for you. You enter, keep everyone inside the bank, make a statement asking for the release of Tejero, and the rest of the civil guards arrested on the 23rd of February. It's easy. If they think there are civil guards inside, they'll hold special ops. Right? That way you'll have plenty of time to make a little hole in the basement and escape routes.
They're gonna take everything off that route, yo.
All the money they have in the vault.
Everything is coming off that route.
How much?
800 million. That's enough for you, your friends, and your friends' friends to retire. You imagine yourself as the guy behind the...
And that's just how it is. That's just how it is, man. That's just how it is, yo. Yeah, I seen that guy, man. That's crazy.
That's it, my friend.
What documents were they? Because for the secede
Crazy.
deception operation, it must be very important.
I had no idea. That wasn't our concern.
Oh, what you say is good? The fish video? The fish video?
Those documents. Where are they? Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't know how he got a CDL. Man, they probably made up their own CDL school. Everybody who got a CDL with that CDL school, your CDL is null and void.
All we cared about was the money. But the blueprints we got were fake. If the blueprints they gave you were fake, it could mean they didn't want you to escape. You may be right. Although more likely, they wanted us to confront special ops so they'd eliminate us. Especially you. What? Me and Cuevas. The only men who knew about this operation. Well, Cuevas has already been eliminated. I don't know if you're telling me the truth or some story you made up. Everything I've told you is true. Are you sure? I'm sure. Commissioner, we should place him in judicial custody so we can tell the court. Paco, take a few days off, okay? Go get some rest. You keep them, Lux. You're gonna need them.
Where you put the pants on the road? Yeah, yeah. Man, the thing is, Adrian, whether QT is good or not, I would love to drive for a company that only delivers to one place. And you just got to worry about one place, yo. Just imagine Wawa had their own trucks, guys, that deliver every single thing for Wawa. That would literally be a good job. You know? That would be a good job. And now you guys see why I want to work for Costco. You're delivering to one customer, yo. You're worried about one thing. Did you guys hear about the truck stop that Wawa is getting? Well, building, or it should be open, or it's getting ready to open. And they're planning on building more truck stops. But their first truck stop is in or should I say travel center is in North Carolina. I seen it online. It looks pretty big. So Wawa is definitely doing big things. Switching the subject. Did you guys see the shade Dylan Gabriel took at Shador Sanders? Do y'all see that? That is crazy. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you just look at how he was talking with confidence, that's just like a teacher talking to your kid, right? Let's just say a teacher talking to your kid, and your kid replied to the teacher with a smart remark. They got that from their parents. Dylan Gabriel got that from his coach. And I'm not going to talk about his Cleveland coach. He got that from his college coach. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys watch college football. But you got to understand that Colorado and the Oregon Ducks, they got a little heated thing going on between the two coaches, Deion Sanders and Dan Lennon, whatever his name is, right? It all started from there. I know that's just coach talk. He just listened to coach talk, and he let his emotion out there and he put it out there. He said it. When you think about that football team, right? They might be the messiest football team in the NFL when you think about the NFL, for the simple fact that you got Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders fighting for a football spot. Not a spot, but, they're fighting for position. But they're fighting for the number 2 position. Like, I never seen this much excitement for fighting for backups. I never seen that before. It's crazy. Fighting to see who's going to be the backup to Flacco. And not only that, they still got the $200 million quarterback that's injured. It's literally the worst team in the NFL, yo. I thought the Cowboys was bad, but Cleveland is bad, yo. Oh, you don't think he gonna run the whole season? But common sense would tell you, though, from the outside looking in, and you gotta be a bro. The coaches and everybody else in that organization, they want Dylan Gabriel to be the guy. They want him to be the guy so bad. The worst thing they could have ever did was to draft Shedeur Sanders, right? That's the worst thing they could ever did. Because people are literally seeing what's going on, and they see that Flacco's better. Not Flacco, but Shedeur Sanders. I don't know who's better. Out of all the rookies, I like Cam. He's from the Hurricanes. That's my guy right there. What's going on with the quarterbacks in New Orleans? Oh man, talk about quarterback. It's a pretty good competition going on in New York between Wilson and Dart. I'm gonna be honest with you. If a rookie is competing close to a vet, I'm gonna lean towards a rookie for the simple fact that if you know for sure that you're not competing for a Super Bowl this year, you might as well rebuild now. You know? But that's a pretty good one right there. Um, where else is a QB competition? Where else? Where my honest opinion about Shadow Sanders is that I I don't think he's gonna make the team for the simple fact that we pretty much stack at that position, and you know to make the team at that position you gotta be versatile. You gotta be able to come down in the nickel and stuff like that, and be a good cover guy. And I just don't think he's gonna make the team. You know what I mean? If the only chance I give him making a team, if he going, the special teams, special teams or practice squad at best. Because if you look at Shiloh Sanders play, right? He's a good kid. Let's put that out there. But we're just being real, right? If you look at the way he play, and you look at his form, and you look at the way he tackle, right? I never, I never, I'm trying to say this respectfully, but I never liked the way he tackled. Because he goes for the hit, for the heavy hit every single time, but he doesn't go for the tackle. You know, you gotta go for that tackle. You gotta have good form. You gotta have good balance to play that position. And right now I just think that we're pretty stacked at that position. And Sean, what's going on? I don't think he's gonna. I don't know. Do I want him to make the team on special teams? Because on special teams I do. We can't have our safeties not wrapping up, man. Because when you go against the number ones, like they're gonna break out of those like tackles. You try to he called himself the headache gang or whatever. Try to go for the heavy hits all the time. That's not gonna work on everybody, you know. So definitely, he got a lot to work on. I think if he go on to special teams and develop some more, get some NFL development and get better and believe in his work, he can get better and maybe one day he'll have a chance to compete for a starting spot, but not right now. Oh yeah, what you eating for Sunday dinner? We got a I forgot that the Giants, they got Jameis Winston also. So they got 3 QBs on their roster. Which majority of NFL teams, they got three QBs, but Cleveland decided that they want 6 or 5. However much QBs they got. They got a lot of QBs though. They got Flacco, Gables, Shador, Huntley, and Watson. That's a lot of quarterbacks. And they got all these quarterbacks, and that team is getting nowhere close to the playoffs. It's crazy. Oh, you say Winston looked good? I didn't even see him play yesterday. Yeah, that's crazy. He's a definitely a good backup. Say one of them rookies not making it. You think one of them rookies is getting cut? Like, what rookies do you think is not going to make it? Because the Cleveland Browns is not playing this game really good, right? They're not playing the game of football really good, because what they should be doing, they should be speaking up highly of Gabriel's and Shador Sanders, because what you want is you want for both of them to do good. What you got when you have 2 guys that's doing good, now you have leverage. You have a trade. You got a trade. Like, you got somebody that down the line somebody's gonna want, and you can get nice pieces for them. You know, but nah, man, Cleveland is just being Cleveland. Cleveland is like the new Detroit Lions. Who's back? Who's the backup for Miami? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That pass that Teddy Bridgewater threw, that pass was nice, yo. You know what I mean? Baker is our quarterback. Baker is our quarterback. But I'm glad we got Teddy in case anything goes wrong. You know? Miami got Quinn Ewers. Yo, Quinn Ewers is a good QB. That's crazy. Yeah, Cleveland, yeah, they definitely need to trade one of those guys. Yeah, I thought Quinn Ewers would have got drafted higher. Um, I don't know if he had any eligibility left in college, but he definitely should have put himself in a better position to get drafted a little higher. You said we all know that the Broncos winning it all this year, so it doesn't even matter. It really don't matter to none of us what Broncos got going on. And we don't know that they're winning it all. We definitely don't know that, because we didn't even know it was a team in the NFL called the Broncos. What state do they play in? Anybody ever heard of the Broncos? I know don't they got a car called a Bronco? What is what is a Ford Bronco? I don't even know what company make it. Anybody ever heard of a bronco? I know it's like a horse. It's a horse called a bronco. Pretty fast horse. But Ford Bronco, I don't know, bro. I didn't know. Say Bo Nix ring a bell. Bo Nix was I actually liked Bo Nix when he was at Auburn. Oh, you had a Bronco rental? How them things drive, man? Patrick Surtain Jr. Yeah, I heard of Patrick Surtain Jr. I remember seeing Patrick Surtain Jr. when he was on Little League football down here in Davie, Florida. Um, they had a Little League team that was stacked. They had a couple NFL player kids on that team from the Miami Dolphins at that time. I think Jason Taylor, his son, was on that team. Who else? I think I can't remember who else had a kid on that team at the time, but yeah, I do know Patrick Surtain Jr. Went to Alabama, had a good career at Alabama. But you guys are definitely in a division where you guys are definitely not winning. So good luck with that. Shout out to everybody that's in here, man. We just talking a little football. Football season around the corner. You know, got about 7 more minutes up in here. Then we gonna let it go. Football season is definitely here. The Chiefs dynasty is coming to an end. Yeah, definitely. I think so. Man, every year this always happens to me, right? Every year. I never remember who wins the Super Bowl. Who won the Super Bowl, man? I ask this question all the time. Who won the Super Bowl last year? Oh, them Eagles. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I'm not talking junk about the Eagles or nothing like that, but it's just one of those cases where your division is so weak. Their only competition in their division, to me, is the Commanders because they got a pretty good quarterback, right? Their division is so weak, so once they win their division, if they just pretty much got hot in the playoff and they kept going, and like they got a strong old line and stuff like that. So they pretty much like was on won their weak division. They're gonna win their weak division again, and they're gonna go into the playoffs. And if they get lucky, like if they get lucky again, they gonna win the Super Bowl. But that's what happened when you play in a weak division. Like I remember one year, like I think we won like 7 or 8 games and still won the division, yo. Like some divisions out there are just weak. Yeah, they got the same team, but They did they did the cornerback or the safety dirty by letting him go. Say NFC West is one of the toughest division. They're pretty tough. Oh yeah, when Tom Brady was winning all those games back then, that division, I'm not even gonna lie to you, that division was garbage. The Jets was always sorry, the Dolphins was always struggling, and the Bills was not up and coming. Like they used to walk through that division like it was nothing. It's crazy. Oh, you running Isaiah Rogers? That's crazy. Hey, best coach in the NFL. Who y'all think the best coach in the NFL is? Combination of their tenure, how long they've been with the job, player coach relationship, and just from the outside looking in, who y'all think right to your head right now? Who you think the best coach in the NFL is? Best coach in the NFL right now. So you like Big Red, John Harbaugh? We got John Harbaugh. I never thought of Andy Reid. I was thinking more of a I think more of a Mike Tomlin, man. You know how long he been on the job. You know how he good he get along with the players. The players always talk highly of him and stuff like that. And and for the simple fact that he took on a job with so much pressure, because that's one organization that they didn't have a lot of coaches. So pretty much like if they decide to hire you, like you pretty much got like a good people that got your back. So I really think Mike Tomlin is definitely up there with one of the best coaches to me, you know. And then I like the coach. I like the coach out there for the Rams. He seemed to have like a good player coach relationship. So I like that coach also, man. I forgot his name, but I like coaches that get into it with the players, stuff like that can relate, you know? So those are my two choices right there. You know what I mean? But listen, appreciate y'all for rolling up in here, man. We gonna get out of here. Tomorrow's a new day. Let's make tomorrow great, y'all. Y'all be easy. I'm trying to end this thing.